Here we have a problem that involves from distributing, which again, that word distribute just means multiplying multiple times. And so it says 4 times this quantity, 2x minus 9 to start with. That's what we're going to have to distribute, okay? We're going to distribute this 4 into that quantity right there. In other words, we're just multiplying it multiple times. So 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times a negative 9 is negative 36. Bring down the 5x equals, then over here we have another one we have to distribute. In this case, it's the negative 3. So negative 3 times 10 is negative 30. And negative times a negative is a positive 3x right there. All right, let's see. After we distribute, we want to combine anything on either side of the equal sign if possible. And then we'll start moving things across our equal sign with inverse operations. So I'm seeing right away that we can combine those two things since they're on the same side of the equal sign. 8 plus 5x is 13x minus 36 equals, bring down the other side, just 30 plus 3x. All right, I cannot combine anything else. I have a number and an x, a number and an x on either side of my equal sign, so I have to start moving things across. Now, I like to typically move the smaller variable first. I have a 13x and a 3x, so I'm going to move this over by subtracting 3x on both sides. Okay, that's going to give me 10x minus 36 equals negative 30. Now I can move the number to the other side by adding 36, just like that. And here we get 10x equals 6. Divide both sides by 10. And just like this looks, it's read 6/10. We can write it as 6/10 as a decimal, right? Or you could leave it as a simplified fraction, 3 over 5, but 6/10 is just 0.6, right? So whether your teacher likes it like this, or if you want to simplify this fraction, 6 over 10 to be 3/5, either way is fine. Let's try another one. All right, in the second problem, we have a couple of sets of parentheses. We'll just distribute this y like we did in that first one, but then over here, we have to do what's called foiling, or just distributing multiple times. All right, we're going to distribute this 2y into both terms over here, as well as this 1, this positive 1, also into both terms in the other set of parentheses. All right, so let's do all those things and we'll see kind of what happens after that. Y times 2y is going to be 2y squared minus 3y. If I distribute that y to the negative 3, equals on the other side. So let's start with this 2y first. I have to distribute, see my loops here, to the y and the negative 4. 2y times y is 2y squared. 2y times negative 4 is negative 8y. All right, so the 2y is done. Now I have to do it with the plus 1. And then 1 times anything is just itself, right? 1 times y is just y. And 1 times negative 4 is a negative 4. All right, so just like we distributed in the last problem, and then we combined if possible, that's what we're going to do here as well. On the left side, I have something that's 2y squared. This one just has a single y. Those cannot be combined. But on this one, I see that there's a negative 8y and a positive 1y, if you think of a number of 1 in front of that. Those ones can be combined. So if I combine those, I'm going to still have the 2y squared, but this together is going to be negative 7y minus 4. Bring down my left side here, 2y squared minus 3y. Right? I don't think there's anything else I can combine. This is a squared. This one doesn't have a square. That one's just a number. And over here, we already decided those two cannot combine. So now what I want to look for is my variables. Of the ones that are squared, I'm noticing right away that these are the exact same. So when I go to move those across my equal sign using inverse operations, like subtract 2y squared minus 2y squared, what's going to happen since they're the same is that they're just going to cancel. And when they cancel on both sides, they're gone. I'm just left with what's remaining here. Negative 3y equals negative 7y minus 4. Again, I like to move my smaller variable. In this case, negative 7 is smaller than negative 3. So I'm going to add that to both sides. When you move your smaller one, you always end up with a positive number. Here I'm going to end up with a positive 4y equals negative 4. And if I divide by 4, y equals negative 1. All right, so you get y equals negative 1 for that problem.